guys. So I know last week we did not have a video at all, and I'm sorry about that. I just really kind of needed a week to take a break from everything and just kind of refuel, reload. There's just been a lot of craziness in my life with work. You know, I had strep this week, and that was unexpected and awful, and just a lot of different things that are going on, and I think I just really needed a rest from literally everything. So that's kind of what I did. I haven't really written anything at all for the blog this week. And last week I didn't really want to, I know it sounds crazy and kind of sounds bad, I guess, but I just didn't really want to take that time to have to think about what I was gonna, like, some topics to offer you guys, and I didn't want to think about when I was gonna find time to film and edit and everything else that comes along with this. And also, I was really just trying to do something where I could get a little better quality for you guys. My little brother, actually, he wants to start his YouTube channel. He's really big into PlayStation and Fortnite, I guess it is right now. And so anyways, he wants to start his own YouTube channel. And so he was giving me some tips. And actually, coming from a 10-year-old, they were actually pretty good tips. So I went and got a new phone to try to get some more space for the videos and just to get a little bit better filming quality. So I got the iPhone XS Max, I guess it is, and I really like the camera so far. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell a difference, but I definitely can. And it's actually kind of scary because when I first took it out to take pictures, I literally like put it up to my face and I saw pimples on my face that I didn't even know that I had, looking in a mirror that I saw that were brought out by the camera. So it was pretty crazy. But anyways, I did that to kind of see if I'm even going to need to take a further step and get like an actual camera or the iPad Pro or something else. So I'm going to see if this works. You guys can please give me feedback and just let me know if you notice a difference in sound, if you notice a difference in the vision quality, whatever, of the picture, anything like that. And my brother also recommended that I get a mic to talk into because he said that he couldn't really hear me that well. So if you guys are having trouble hearing me, definitely let me know. I can either speak up or get a microphone, something. But anyway, so the topic this week that was chosen was budgeting, and it was chosen like by a landslide. So I obviously am no expert. I'm a 23-year-old hairstylist, and I do have, I think, a good amount of bills. So I think that I can go into this knowing a little bit about how it is to at least budget your money and get your bills paid on time, you know, and not be falling behind and all that, and just kind of balancing so that you can be able to pay your bills and still have fun, you know, have a good life, and etc. Do all the things you want to do while being a responsible adult. So I know all the adults out there probably already have this handled, but I had a lot of people that were asking for it, so that's why this is the topic this week. And if you don't need help with budgeting and you think that you have it down packed, then that's great, and kudos to you, and you don't have to waste your time watching this video, because I don't want it to feel like it's a waste to anybody. But anyway, so pretty much I'm going to start by just breaking down how I figure out what my budget is, and I'm not going to like go into exactly what I pay and what I budget for myself, but I'm just going to give you guys some examples. So the first thing you want to do when you're budgeting is lay out all your bills, literally every single one of them. So for the month, you're going to put how much you think you pay in gas a month. So I know for myself at least that every about 2 weeks, my car's pretty good on gas. So when I fill it up, it fills up between $22 to $27 depending on how much gas is. So let's just round that up to 30. So I'm filling it up at least 2 times a month, maybe 3. So I'm gonna do it 2.5 times. So let's do 60, half of 30 is 15, so 75. So I spend 75 in gas, let's just say that. So you're gonna do your gas, and then literally, like I said, everything else. What do you pay in groceries a month? Say you get groceries twice a month if you're lucky, and you only spend $100 each time. So let's say that you spend $200 in groceries. And then you're going to do, if you have a car payment, if you have car insurance, if you pay for your cell phone, if you pay for TV, rent, utilities that come with rent, so like your electric, your water, trash, etc. If you have any student loans, and any extra things like Apple Music or the gym, anything like that, the athletics, whatever it may be. So, sorry, that scared me. My dogs were messing around. But anyways, so you literally just want to list all of them, the cost per month, And if it helps, I also like to put the date that they come out next to them, because a lot of my bills are auto pay. And if you don't do auto pay, that's something you might want to look into, just because I know for mostly everything, like my cell phone bill and my car insurance, all that, because I do auto pay, I get a discount. So if you're not already doing that, you should definitely call and look into it, because I mean, it can knock at least $10 off of your bill, and $10 might not sound like a lot, but per month it adds up. So after you're done listing all of your bills for the month, you want to do your income for the month. So I get paid weekly. So let's just say that I make $500 a week, and I'm gonna do that obviously times 4. There might be more than 4 weeks in some months, but let's just play it safe for times 4. So that's gonna be, my income per month is $2,000, and that's without tips. So I make tips also at my job as a stylist. So I have a little bit of extra like wiggle room to play with, because that amount in tips that I make can also vary. So if you don't have that, then that's fine. Don't even put that into play. But if you do have tips, I'm going to just take a little side note and tell you what I do with my tips. So for my cash tips that I get, or actually all my tips that I get, I keep them aside for the whole week, and then I count them up at the end of the week. And then I will split that up into my savings account. And then I also have like a play account. Not account. It's actually just a bag. Okay, sorry guys, I had to go back and edit that out because I just told you guys where I kept something. But anyways, okay, if you have tips, I personally keep all of the cash to one place for the whole week that I make in tips. And then at the end of the week, I count it all up and I divide it either into my savings account, or if I need extra help with bills that week, I'll put it into my bills account, or I will put it in to like a fun account. So that's where I put all the money that I'm setting aside for something big that I'm saving for. So whether it be a concert, a tattoo, a piece of equipment, whatever it may be, that's something that I have. So if you don't make tips, that's fine. You can also work with that, but we'll get to the accounts part of this later. So anyways, list all your bills, figure out what your monthly income is, and then you always, obviously, so you ideally want your monthly income to be bigger than your bills. And if it's not, then there's something that you have to do in order to make that change, because you don't want to live your life like that. Like, that's not fun. You're literally working all the time just to pay for everything that you absolutely have to have. And I get it, that in some situations that's the case. If you're like a parent to kids you have to look out for, etc., whatever it may be, then I totally understand that that's unavoidable and you guys have to do what you have to do. But if you are not in that situation and you can fix it, that's when you want to look at your bills and you want to see if there's anything that you can take out. So let's say you're doing Ipsy, Apple Music, JustFab, whatever it may be. You have all these extra things that are coming out per month. Even if it's just $10 a month, I promise you it adds up. So whatever you can eliminate them. And then what you're going to do is, if it's balanced and you make more than what you need to pay your bills, great. So what I do is, let's say all your bills for the month total to be $1,000, okay? And let's say you make $2,000 a month. So you're already making $1,000 more than what you're gonna pay in bills. So what I do is, if say you get paid bi-weekly, whatever you get paid, weekly, bi-weekly, however you get paid, every paycheck, every pay period, I will put a certain amount of money into my different accounts. So I have 3 different accounts. I have a savings account, I have a main checking account, which all my bills come out of, and then I have a spending checking account, which is like my wiggle room. And if I want to go out to dinner, if I want to go shopping, if I want to get Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever it may be, that's the account that money comes out of for those different things. So if you don't want to make 3 different accounts like that, at least have like a savings and a checking account. And then if you're going to do spending money, keep your spending money done with cash then. So what I mean by this is, every month or every pay period, I'll divide my paycheck up. And let's say I know that pay period, 2 of my bills are coming out. So my car insurance and my car payment are coming out for sure that pay period. So I'm going to make sure I have enough in my checkings to cover that and more if I can. And then from there, I'm going to figure out how much I can safely spend on extra stuff. So let's say that pay period, I can afford to put $100 in my spending account. So I'll put $100 in my spending account, and then I will put whatever I need to pay my bills in the bill account for that pay period. And then I try to have a set amount to put in my savings account every pay period. Unless something comes up and I'm falling behind and I need to keep that in my checking account to pay for a bill or whatever it may be, I'm putting that in my savings account. So let's say every pay period you can afford to put 25 in, or you can afford to put 100 in. Put that money every single pay period, $100 into your savings account. And that's just going to add up, and it's just going to be a security blanket forever if you are falling behind, or if you're saving for a house, if you're saving for a car, whatever it may be, then you have that cushion there to fall back on. And it's a great thing to have, because I've had to go back into my savings account. I know you're not supposed to, but sometimes, I mean, stuff happens. Everybody understands that life is not perfect, and sometimes you have to go into your savings account, and if you don't have one to fall back on, then you find yourself in a rut, and it's scary. So I just like having that, because yes, I'm saving for my future, but also, in the other hand, I know that if I have a bad week at the salon and, you know, there's not a lot of clients coming in, whatever it may be, a lot of cancellations, then I still have something to fall back on to get me through that rough patch. And that's something that I think everybody should have. If they can do it, do it. So like I said, ideally for me, I have those 3 accounts. But if you don't want to have a spending account specifically for spending, then you should take out a certain amount of cash a week, or every other week, whatever you get paid, for you to spend. And once that cash is gone, you're done spending. You can't spend anymore, because that is what is going to keep you in line. That's what's going to keep your budget on track. You have to stick to it. You can't just say, oh, this is my budget, but I already spent all the cash that I budgeted for myself to spend, and now this came up, so I want to do this, so I'm going to spend more. No, that's not how it works, and that's not how you're going to be able to save money. That's not how you're going to be able to build up your bank accounts. Like, that's just not the way it's going to work. So, yeah, so like I said, have that set amount if you can, every pay period, just to put in your savings account. And if you don't even if you want to take it a step further and even if you don't get paid every week, do every week, put something in your savings account, whether it be $5, $10, whatever it is. If you're putting something in there, it's going to add up eventually. And it might be slower for some people, and some people it might be fast, but it's just, everybody does things at their own pace. And, we all make different amounts of money, and we're all at different places in our life, and it's okay. Like, you don't have to save as much as I'm saving or the next person is saving. As long as you're trying and saving something, then that's great. That's a start. So really, I guess the biggest thing that I'm trying to tell you guys about budgeting is just know how much you owe every single month, no matter what. Know how much you owe, and know how much you're going to make. Because as long as you know that, then you kind of know where you can give yourself a little extra play money, and where you really need to hold yourself back. And like for me, sorry, hang on guys. For me, I know that typically all my bills come out like that, I guess, second week of the month, so, or third, whatever it is, through like the 12th or the 11th through the 15th. That's where like literally all my bills come out. My car payment comes out, my student loans come out, my phone payment comes out, my insurance comes out, my rent, my utilities, like just literally everything. So if that's the case for you too, what I like to do is, even though my rent isn't due until the 15th, and I just actually recently started doing this because it's easier, so my rent's not due till the 15th, I will pay it that first week. So between the 1st and like the 3rd of the month, I'm paying my rent. Because it just spaces it out a little more. And then that next week, I have my car insurance and my car payment are set up on auto pay, so they automatically come out. That student loan is auto pay, so they automatically come out. So I know, let's just round it. Let's just say, I don't actually know off the top of my head, but let's just say that's $500 on the 15th or on the 13th through the 15th that I know is coming out. So that week, I make sure I at least have $500 in there, and usually I have more than what I owe, but I just make sure that that's at least in there. Whether I have to put some of my tip money in there, whatever it may be from the last week, then that's what I do. But I just, like I said, I know what I owe every month, and I know what's coming in every month at least. And if you're in a commission rate or a commission type of job like I am, then, and it's different and it varies every week, base your budget off of the median. So take your lowest check that you've made per week and take your highest and meet in the middle, and then do that times 4 for the month. So like if you're being paid weekly like I am, then like I said, take the lowest check, take the highest check, meet in the middle, and times that by 4 for what you make a month. That way you have wiggle room, and you can have a bad week and still be okay because it's still going to be within your budget. And it just is going to help you save more, because if you're putting in the highest check that you make and you're saying, so let's say I make $600 a week, I'm going to times that by 4 if every week is a good week, that's what I'm going to make, $600. So times that by 4. And then it turns out that month that I have 2 really, really bad weeks and I make half of that. Then if you're basing your budget betting on you making the higher end, then it's not going to work out, because you're not going to save correctly. You're going to overexert your funds, and you're going to give yourself way too much spending money, and you're going to blow it all, because it's easy to do. It adds up really fast. Dinners, clothes, whatever it may be, shoes, movies, every little thing that you probably wouldn't even think of as spending money is spending money. So Fetty, stop dropping. Sorry, my dog keeps dropping his bone. But anyway, so literally just sit down and write down every possible thing you can think of that's coming out a month. If you are a coffee addict and you're going to go to Starbucks every single day, might as well put that right into your bills. So budget Starbucks in your bills, budget gas into your bills, budget groceries, car payments, insurance, your phone, TV, like I said, everything. List it out, figure out your income, and figure out where you need to save, and figure out what you can actually afford to spend on fun things. And for a while, you may have to really hold yourself back just to build your funds back up if you're somebody who's constantly struggling to make ends meet. And just do what you have to do for 6 months maybe, and then I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to say no to going out to dinner. It's going to be hard to say no to going out to get drinks, etc. But find ways around it. Like if your friends want to go out to dinner, say, guys, I really can't afford it. You want to come here, and like we can all pitch in to order a pizza, have wine instead of going out for drinks, or come over and we can make drinks here, because at the end of the day, it is cheaper. So just find ways around it to save yourself some money, because in the long run, it's going to pay off. I promise you. In the long run, and when you're in your own house that you just built or bought or whatever it may be, you're going to be thanking yourself for budgeting. So I know this was probably really all over the place. And like I said, I'm not an expert, so you don't even have to take my advice. This is just something that I do for myself, and it's worked out pretty well. Because I don't ever really have to stress for like Christmas or birthdays, when just different things come up throughout the year. I'm prepared because I've been setting money aside for these things, and it just works out, and I don't have to stress about it as much. And even when I am stressing about money, I really don't have to be, but that's just the way I've trained myself to be, because I don't want to ever be behind where I'm needing to ask people for help, because it's just not fun. It's not fun to be in that position. And yeah, I'm sure I have people who would help me in a heartbeat, but I don't want to put them in that position. I don't want to put myself in that position, and neither should you. So I hope this helps. And really, I'm just going to try to just summarize everything that I just said. So like I said, figure out what you pay in bills, figure out your income, make accounts for a billing, or for all your bills to come out of, for savings and for spending, or at least pull cash out for your spending. So that way when it's gone, done deal. Eliminate any bills you can that you absolutely don't need. You don't need Ipsy. I know you think you do, but you really don't. You don't need Apple Music. I do keep Apple Music because I do need it, but you don't need Apple Music. You don't need Just Fab. You don't need Fabletics, whatever it may be. And even if you want to keep those things, just remember to skip the month. That's literally my number one fail every month, is I fail to skip the month on Fabletics and Just Fab. So I really just need to cancel them. But if you can stay on top of it and remember to skip it, good for you. Keep it. But anything you can eliminate it. Put a set amount in your savings each pay period that's going to pay off, no matter what it is, $5, $10, whatever it might be. And then have a for fun fund, like I said. So that's for your extras, for tattoos, if you're saving for a concert that you want to go to, an iPad, and I don't even know, whatever you want to buy, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to buy for yourself, have that for fun fund that you can, budget something into each week, each month, whatever it might be, so you can work towards being able to afford that. And other than that, just be wise with your money. Don't throw it around like it's just growing on trees, because I promise you it's not, and I really wish that it were, but it's not. So as long as you're budgeting, you're going to be able to afford the things that you want to do. And there's also working hard. Obviously, nobody gets anything for free. So just exert yourselves, be wise with your money, and hopefully my tips were a little helpful to you guys. My dogs are going nuts, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I will be posting a poll for the next week's video. And please don't forget to vote. Voting is so important. I really only want to do stuff that you guys actually want to hear about. So just let me know what that is. Let me know any suggestions you guys have for me. Let me know if the picture quality is better, or if I should get a mic for my sound. Anything else you guys can really think of, just let me know. Reach out if you have ideas or questions or concerns about my vlog, my blog. If you have requests for me to write a certain blog about a certain topic, please just reach out. If you go to a-b-o-e.com, at the very bottom, you can subscribe to get emails when I write a new blog. But I believe also on the contact page, you should be able to send me an email about literally anything. You can reach out that way if you want. So you can go on the website, or you can go to my Instagram page, my Facebook page, whatever it might be. A Little Bit of Everything also has a Facebook page. If you haven't checked that out, check that out. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great week. Have a great Sunday. And like I said, the poll will be up soon, so please don't forget to vote. Thanks for watching, guys.
How fickle